What we are looking for is a position of the legs that we will call the resting position when you're standing. Many people think that to work and to prepare, they have to be standing, to work in standing. In fact, it's not the case. We can work and prepare every single aspect of our reaction in sitting, because we are sitting most of the time. We are not standing people anymore. Well, before, when people were working in the field, they will not sit. They would be working. Sitting was something for resting before. But nowadays, most of us work in sitting, so we spend quite a lot of time in that position. So we are going to use that time at our advantage. Yes? So that if we get a habit of response that are already correct in sitting, well, every time you are going to stand, everything will be ready, as long as you're prepared to suffer. Okay, good. So, you smile. That's fine. So the idea is quite simple. You have to understand that your spine, which is the axis of your torso, your spine is attached to your pelvis rigidly. What it means is that when standing, if your pelvis is set askew, your spine is going to start with a direction that is not vertical. So it's very important when you are standing to have a vertical base of the spine. And in order to achieve this, you have to organize what Alexander called the base. So let's define what we call base. So we haven't done that yet.
We did.
We did, yes. I was nearly sure. Yes, that's it. Because at the moment, your base, so the distance between the exterior of the knee is not exactly the same as the distance between the iliac. So I thought you haven't done it, but we have. So that line you're showing me, that's the upper superior line of the thigh, and this line should be seen from above. It should be 90 degrees to your ribs. You remember? Is it?
Yes.
It's not at the moment, is it? Which means that the feet are too far apart. Yes, that's better.
Oh.
Yes, that's it. And then I was talking just earlier about the exterior line of the foot. So can you set the ruler on the floor on the exterior line of the foot? First, yes, that's it. And so you will see that this line has to touch your heel. Has to touch your heel. At the moment, is it touching your heel? So when it's touching your heel and the side of the foot, that line also has to be 90 degrees to your rib plane. That's nice. That's better. And then, just a question. Where should be the pressure on the foot?
On the inside and back.
Yes, on the inside and back. So, well, you know everything. You were cheating. You were cheating. I know, yes. And so, also, at the moment, as soon as you sat, you brought the feet forward. Why did you do that?
I'm not sure.
I will tell you. So, I want you to examine a model. So we need have you got 2 pens or 2 rulers, small rulers? 2 pens would be nice.
Yes.
Yes, you've got 2 pens. So could you hold only the 2 pens? So what we are going to try and achieve here is to find what happens when the feet are further away from the chair as they are now. So I want you, with the red pen, to calculate the angle at the moment of the top of your thigh. So if you set the red ruler on your thigh, yes, flat on it. No, flat on the thigh. Yes, that's it. So you see it's nearly horizontal at the moment. Okay, and there is also, well, the leg. So the leg, as if you were looking at your leg from the side, you would see that it's nearly, well, it's just a little bit less than 90-degree angle. Do you understand what I mean? I want you now... Look, can you look at the screen just a second? Because I've got two
Yes.
pens. I've got one pen, and this pen is the thigh, and I've got another one, and this one is the leg. And when I look at your legs from the side, which I do not at the moment, but if I did, it would the black pen would nearly be at a 90-degree angle to your thigh, isn't it?
Yes.
Okay. Could you make that model with the two pen? Can you make the two pen touch each other? Yes, that's it, so that you have the idea of how your legs are set. Well, so you see, yes, that's correct. That's good. Okay, so look at it from the side as if you were looking at your legs from the side. So you've got your model. So now what you need to imagine is that there is a muscle that is attached above the thigh on the iliac. That muscle goes all the way on the top of the thigh, touches the patella, and then attaches to the front of the leg. It's the top of your thigh muscle, yes? So what I want to know is that if you were to push the feet even further forward, would the muscle that is attached to the front of the knee and the iliac shorten or lengthen?
Lengthen.
Aha, that's very, very interesting. Very interesting. There is a muscle there is a muscle that is attached to the iliac and goes right on top of the thigh, just above the patella, attaches on the front of the leg. And when the foot is going forward, does that muscle shorten or lengthen?
Shorten. And then it lengthens if I pull it back.
No, it lengthens. Well, take it the other way. If you were now to pull the knee, the feet very far back, the muscle on the top of the thigh, would it shorten or lengthen?
Lengthen.
Ah, yes, I agree with that. Because when I asked you if you push the feet forward, to push the feet forward, you need to shorten the muscle of the top of the thigh. Okay, so now a second question.
Yes.
Now you've got, can you look at the screen a second? There is here the model of the human foot. So when your feet are very far back near the chair, the knee is very far forward of the foot, isn't it?
Yes.
Okay?
Yes.
So there is a big calf muscle here, very big calf muscle at the back of your leg, going right down to your heels and under the foot. So when the knee is very far forward, I want to know if the calf muscle is lengthened as a result of the pull of the bone, or is it shortened?
If my knee is pulled far forward, you have to repeat that.
Yes. Well, most of the time people are sitting with the knee very far back. The knee, if you look at it, the knee is not very far forward because they want to have nearly the legs vertical. Yes? So the knee here on top is very far back. So my question is, there is a muscle that is attached at the back of the leg here and goes right down under the foot. So when the knee goes forward like this, does the muscle at the back here, the extensor of the ankle, will it shorten or will it lengthen when the knees... Sorry? I didn't hear.
Lengthen.
Yes, lengthen. Yes, I agree with that. So, look at this. If you stand with the feet near the chair, that's fine because you don't want to fall down on the floor. Yes, so it's very clear. Everybody brings the feet very close to the chair when they want to sit. And we decided that we have a rule in sitting that we want to sit as close as possible to the front of the chair so that there is no thigh contact to block the movement of the pelvis. So if we do that, the muscle of the front of the thigh and the muscle of the back of the leg, do they shorten or lengthen?
Lengthen.
Yes.
If I sit closer.
Okay? Lengthen. So, most people do not like this lengthening. As soon as they feel the pull into the top of the thigh or they feel the pull in the back of the leg, they straight away they push the feet further forward or they push the iliac further back. They push the pelvis further back. So they have a short muscle between the front of the knee and the iliac. Yes?
Yes.
So when they stand, is the iliac going away from the front of the knee or toward the front of the knee? If it's short, if the muscle is short,
I guess it would go to the front of the knee.
yes.
Or no, away.
No.
Away.
If the muscle is short, well,
I was saying it would go closer. It'd be closer.
yeah, it's be closer.
If it's longer, it's away.
Yeah, it will be short, it will be closer. What would happen to their lower back then?
Less.
Well, try
length.
it. No, try it. Could you stand? Could you stand a second? I want you to try it. I want you to stand a second and stand sideways. Once you're up, I want you to be standing sideways to the camera.
Okay.
Okay? And stand sideways. Good. Can you have a finger on the right iliac? Okay?
Yes.
So now we are going to imagine. It's just to imagine because it's not what we want, but it's interesting to understand. If the muscle that relates the iliac with the front of the knee was short, your iliac would be pulled down, okay, and forward toward the knee. Well, just for a moment, you don't risk anything. Can you do it? Pull the iliac forward and down. No. You don't know how to do it anymore. No, it's your knees that are going forward. I don't want your knee to go forward. I want the iliac to go down. No, you're pulling the iliac back in space. I want the iliac to go... you don't know how to do it anymore. That's funny. That's very funny. No, your pelvis would tilt that way. It would tilt...
Oh, back?
Yes, your pelvis would tilt that way and your back would arch.
I thought you said forward and down.
Yes, I said forward and down. But at the moment, you're not moving the iliac forward and down. You're moving the knee forward and down. I didn't say the knee forward and down. I said the iliac forward and down. You don't know how to do it. It's your knee that wants to go forward. Well, Matthew, do you know how to arch your back?
Yes.
Well, no, you're pushing your sacrum back at the moment, arching the back. You arch your back forward. No, to increase the curve. Yes, to increase the curve. Can you set the back of your hand on the small of your back? No, the back of your hand, not the front. The back of your hand? Yes, the back. Slightly higher than this. Slightly higher. There is a curve there, isn't it? The lumbar curve. How could you increase the lumbar curve? Can you? Is it possible?
Or iliac.
Sorry? To increase
iliac.
Yes, to increase the lumbar curve by going forward with your hand. If your hand goes forward, you are going to increase. Yes, that's it. You're going to increase. What is the iliac doing when you do that? Is it going up or down? Is it called...
It's going down.
Yes. Is it going back or forward?
Forward.
Yes. So, okay, stop because that is not good for you. Stop it because we were just discussing this because the habit of sitting far back in the chair or pushing the feet away from the chair, a habit of shortening the muscle from the knee to the iliac. And shortening that muscle is not a good idea because when you are going to stand, well, without knowing it, your back will be arched. So imagine you could use sitting by thinking, okay, I am going to sit very near the border of the chair and I'm not going to move my feet. What it means is that you're going to sit and you're going to lengthen the muscle from the front of the knee to the iliac, which means that when you're going to stand, it's going to be lengthening already. So your small of the back will not be pushed forward. You will be lengthening. It's exactly what we want. But what it means is that you don't have to do anything to get it, because the work has been done in sitting.
Ah, yes.
You see? Okay. So you see, it's very important that you see the logic of all this. That's why I need to ask you questions. I need to make you move so that you start to understand the way I think, so that you can think on your own along the same lines. Okay? Okay. Can you now show me where is the throat with one index finger? That's correct. Okay? I want you to use the red pen. And I want you to set the red pen exactly against the, against it, and also against the sternum. So it's touching, no, the sternum is the bone you're touching with the red pen. I just want it to, so that you have the top of the pen. That's it, the top of the pen there, and that's it. Good. Okay. So I want you to touch really the top of the, yes, you will see that the top of your sternum is much more inclined backward than the middle of your sternum. But I want you to touch the top of the sternum, not the middle of the sternum. Yes, and you think, okay, what kind of angle have I got? You see, the pen, if you look at it, you see that the pen is not very vertical if you touch only the top of the sternum. Let's say now that you want to make a line with the top of the sternum and the main part of the sternum. How would you do that?
Move the sternum forward.
Could you repeat? I didn't catch it.
I'm not sure.
No, but it doesn't matter. If you're wrong, I will tell you. I'm French, you know.
Move the sternum forward.
Well,
maybe.
But which part?
Lower part.
The lower part? Well, if you move the lower part forward, it's not going to make the sternum vertical. Oh, yes, I see what you mean. Yes, I see, sorry, I see what you mean. No. Let's imagine that it's possible to make one line with the sternum, so that the top of the sternum and the middle of the sternum are going to be only one line, but that line, we want it vertical. How would you do that?
Top of the sternum back. I guess.
So can you use your pen, and instead of having the pen against your throat, I want you to memorize the angle and to bring the pen in front of you. So that you set the pen, yes, that's it. So that's your sternum. So let's say that we are working with the model. I don't want you to move or to think of your own sternum. I want you to look at your pen. And we are going to call the top of the pen, we are going to call it throat, to make it simple. Yes? But the bottom of the pen, we are going to call it ribs. Okay? And at the moment, we see that the pen is inclined backward at the top.
Yes.
And we know also that the middle of the sternum is less inclined than this. Because we saw that the top of the sternum was much more inclined than the bottom. So what would you do with the top of your pen in order to set it vertical?
Forward.
Yes, forward. That's correct. But you would prevent the ribs from going forward at the same time, because otherwise, well, you would never reach the vertical. So we have a way to get the ribs back, and it's I pulled the iliac away from the knee and back in space. It's always the same command. Yes? But at the moment, what I see is that the top of your torso is back relative to your ribs. You remember what we call ribs?
Yes.
Yes. Set your palm. Yes, that's it. But I want your palm to be flat on the ribs. The palm. Can you set your palm flat? Yes, but well, flat on both ribs, not on one side. On the frontal plane, so that your palm will be on the frontal plane of the ribs. The palm. Yes, that's it. Okay. Now, I want you to touch the throat with the tip of the red pen. Only with the yes, with the tip you touch it. Yes, that's it. So look down. Look down at the distance between the top of your pen and your palm. Could you bring the top of the pen above the rib for the moment without moving anything but the pen? No, just the pen. Move the pen, not the. Don't move the throat. You can move the pen. You can move the pen. Move the pen and bring it on exact vertical of the palm. You have to detach the pen from. Yes, that's it. So that's where you need to go. That's about how much you need to go forward. Okay. Yes. So that is the question. Yes, that's the question. I pull the throat on the vertical of the ribs. That's what you're doing. Your shape is exactly correct now. Yes? Your back is not straight totally. You have to understand that we want the bottom. Well, it's as if I'm cutting your torso in 3 parts. The top part is forward. The throat is forward. But the 2 parts that are underneath from the ribs to the base of the torso, these are back. This is strange, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah. But this is exactly what we want. This is the only way to get the maximum thoracic capacity. You don't want to be backward with the top of the torso. We don't want that. We want a straight vertical line going from the throat to the ribs, to the iliac, to the instep. I repeat, we want vertical line seen from the side, from the throat to the ribs, to the iliac, to the interior of the knee, and to the instep. So in order to get it at the moment, we have a little problem. Is that your ankle is slightly released forward. Yes. You need your yes. Oh, yes. You need to go back. Yes, you need to go back with the iliac in space. That's it. Well, Matthew, this is 25 minutes, 20 seconds. This is the best Matthew I've ever seen. Well, I mean, the shape. No, but it took you 3 seconds to get there.
Yes.
Yes. So I have a bad news for you. Could you please sit? I will explain. Okay, you can watch, or you can sit sideways, so that so that you're presenting. Yes, that's it. So, where is the bad news? Well, many people thought that it was going to be very difficult to change the shape and to create a new form. Well, it's not the case. It's been easy for you. Your shape has changed so much, it's incredible. That's not the problem. The problem is not there. The problem is different. There is a sentence we use in the Alexander technique because it's written in one of the books, and maybe you've read that sentence, and I need to explain it to you because most people, they don't understand the sentence. Alexander said, form affects functioning, but time is of the essence of the contract. Have you heard that?
No.
Okay. It doesn't matter. I will tell you about it, and you will know everything. You will have nightmares about this sentence very shortly. So let me explain. Okay. Form is something you do. When you sit down, well, you choose a form. When you stand, you choose a form. Well, there is the old form. The old Matthew has a form that was habitual. Yes? And Alexander said that, well, forms affect functioning. So what it means really is that, well, when you choose a form, the muscles, the tendons, and the ligaments gets, well, adapted to that form. that is not very problematic because all these structures are very elastic, so it takes no time to change. But there is another problem, is that there are psychological functioning also. So the biggest problem is that if you choose a form for a long time, time is of the essence of the contract, mean that, for example, your sensory appreciation is going to get adapted to the old form. What it means is that you will create a new form easily, but as soon as you create it, you will feel strange. You will feel, oh dear, this is not, wow, the throat so far forward and the ribs so far back. Wow, this is horrendous. And so you will have no time to fulfill the contract. With what it means is that straight away you will go back to the old form, and it's the old form that is to continue to affect the functioning. If you want to fulfill the contract and affect the functioning, well, you need to suffer, because it means that you need to create the new form and to keep it some time, to keep it for it to, well, affect the functioning. So creating the new form is not the problem. Maybe you thought that creating the new form would be a problem. Apparently it's not. At the moment, from what I see, it is certainly not. You're not the same Matthew as before. But the problem is, you have now to create what we call detachment from the feeling. Because the feeling is going to push you to do something else. And you will have to, well, start the battle. Is it the feeling or is it the reasoning that is going to win? Well,
yes.
You see, that's the only thing, is that if you want to fulfill the contract, a form affect functioning, you need to have time on your side. That is why I create instruction such that if you get the new form should maintain itself. What it means is that, for example, your tip of the elbows at the moment are on 0. No, you don't have to move them. They were on 0 already, you see. If they are on 0, when the wrist is not too far forward, what happens is that your scapula, your shoulder blade, is much more forward on your chest. And because it's much more forward on your chest, now its own weight will keep it there. It's like a slide. If you slide, well, you slide down all the time. So you need to find where to slide, where to set the scapula, which is sliding. If the scapula is narrowing at the back, it will slide backward and bring even worse and worse conditions. But if you can bring the upper part of the arm much more forward with the tip of the elbow forward, the weight of the arm is going to place the shoulder blade correctly. So time is going to play for you. That is what we call a position of mechanical advantage. A position of mechanical advantage is only advantageous if time is on your side. Yes? Okay. So now, did we define two things? I want to know if we define sacrum line as sacrum spot.
No.
Okay, so this is the lesson of sacrum line and sacrum spot. Okay, so you need a medium ruler, and then you have to stand. So in order to stand, wait a second. In order to stand, remember we said I pull the throat forward in space on the vertical of the ribs. When you're going to stand, we are not going to talk about the vertical of the ribs. We are going to talk of a line. We want the throat to be on the line of the rib and iliac. Could you, with your ruler, show me the line that I called rib iliac? No, that's rib.
Rib iliac.
Yes, that's rib iliac. Okay. So when you're going to stand, the line rib iliac is going to move in space, isn't it?
Yes.
It's going to bend. So what you want to make sure that when you bend, the throat stays in line with the iliac and rib. Do you understand? Okay?
Yes.
Okay. Now, do you remember what we call instep?
Yes.
Yes. Good. I want you to just sit, and I want you to use a verb. You know how to use verbs.
Yes.
Good. So there is one verb I don't want you to use. It's the word look. It's a verb, to look. Yes? There is another word, we call it to see.
Yes, you've
Okay?
explained it.
I've explained that. Good. But I very often I will repeat things, because Alexander used a word. He said dictate the instruction, and dictates come from a very old word from the Roman, and it meant repeat instruction. To dictate is to repeat instruction. So I repeat instruction. There is no problem with that. It's not because I'm old. It's because I'm a teacher. It's different. Yeah. Don't believe everything everybody tells you. Okay. So I want you to tell me if you see your knees. No, stop. No, stop. You see, you knew the trick. You knew the trick. But what am I shouting? I am shouting because you tried to look.
Yes.
I knew that because I saw your chin. And I'm even looking at your eyes to see if you're looking down. So I don't want you to look down. I want you now to answer. Do you see your knees?
Yes, a little.
Yeah, a little, yeah. Have you got an idea? I know it's not possible for you to answer very precisely, but can you make an educated guess where your instep are at the moment relative to your knees? I want you to point to on your thigh. So is your instep? That's where your instep is. The vertical of the instep. Yes, is that correct? Aha. Alors, you're sure now? Good.
It's my guess.
Yeah, that's your guess. So I will guess too. Well, it's very easy because I can see it. It's not fair. Okay? I want you now to bring your index finger backward slowly. And yes, stop. Well, you will watch on video 30 minutes, 10 seconds. You will watch. I have made a guess, and you will have to, maybe make a still of this image and then trace a vertical line. But in order to trace the vertical line, the first thing you need to do is you need to make sure that the window frame that is just behind you on the image, you have to make that window line vertical. Because the way the camera is set at the moment, I see the window frame has been inclined toward the left. I'm not sure that in America they build windows that are inclined toward the left. I think they build windows that are vertical. So that means that there is a problem with the view. So it's no problem. You get the photo and you straighten it by aligning the vertical with the window frame. And then you check to see if, your finger is exactly on the vertical of the instep. This thing about seeing the space and calculating where things are, this can be trained. Well, I know that because there are persons that are very, very good at it, and it was very surprising at first. For example, my partner I never had lessons before having lessons with me. She trained with me, but from the start she was very good at finding where things were in space without any sensory clue, because you can't feel the vertical of the instep, yes, but you can, in your mind, you can use measurements, yes, and that can be trained. And I said to her, but how is it that you are so good at this? And she said, but I make clothes. And I make clothes for people, and we don't measure all the time, we just see. You see the person and you see where the front line is, where the back line is what she was trained. So you can train yourself. It's very simple. I will show you how to do it. So now, take the finger off. Yes, so now you have no sensory clue. Now you have only one thing, we call it the vertical of the instep. Okay? Now I want you to place the index finger on your throat. And I want you now to count to 3 and incline the torso until your throat touches the vertical line of your instep. It's going to be a guess. But as you're going to bend, your eyes are going to see more. If you see more, you'll have a better guess, I think. Yes? Because you need to see to measure. But I want to make it more difficult. So I will give you another instruction. So I want you to pull the throat not down in space toward the vertical of the instep, but up in space. So in order to go up in space, you're going to push the heels into the floor. Yeah? And second, I want you to use your vision to make sure that your knees are not moving forward ever when you pull the throat forward and up in space on the vertical of the instep. Do you understand the instructions?
Yes.
Okay. When you get at 3, stop. This will be the time when we can measure to see if your finger is exactly on top of your instep. Okay? When you're ready.
1, 2, 3.
Fantastic. Okay, Matthew. This is good. This is 30 minutes, 50 seconds. You will watch to see where is the vertical line of your instep. By doing this a few times, you will see that you will improve your measurement. But already, this is very good. Can you stand without pushing the throat forward?
Yes, maybe.
I don't know. It's an experiment, this. The iliac, no, that is not, oh, that's certainly not that way. You have to increase the pressure under the heels. You have to pull the instep away from but you have to lift the torso. Remember, we don't want to pull back with the throat. We want the throat to be on line with the, yes. Well, try. Maybe it will not work. I don't know. Out. Oh, no, your hand. No, this hand. No, cut your hand. This is forbidden. You are not to push on the chair. It will not work. I don't know. Just try. It did not work. Okay, it did not work. Fine. That's good. So, now we can start with the ruler. Can you take the ruler? I will explain something else and we go back to the problem. So, just before, you found the lumbar curve. You even found a way to increase the lumbar curve. You remember? Can you set a finger on the lumbar curve? Yes, that's it. So, in order to find the middle of the lumbar curve, well, the easiest thing is to increase the lumbar curve, as you did earlier. You remember? It's not good, but it's just for finding the center. So, could you increase the lumbar curve? And with your thumb, you're going to go up and down. I want you to find which spot is the further forward of the curve. Because that spot should be the middle. Yes, that's it. You've got the middle of the lumbar curve. So you can stop now, but keep the finger on it. Yes, that's the middle of the lumbar curve. And you will see that now the curve is nearly flat. Okay? I want you to place the ruler beneath your thumb, such that the ruler is going to be applied on the lumbar curve and on the sacrum. Okay, so now, that line, when it's applied to the lumbar curve, the bottom half of the lumbar curve and the sacrum, what are you doing? You're changing the line at the moment.
How?
Why are you changing the line?
I don't think it's straight. Vertical.
Yes, it's correct. But we call it engaining. You were not using a series of orders. You were using one order. That's bad. That's bad. We don't do this.
Learn that.
No. You have to wait. Well, so listen to this. At the moment, your ruler is touching the sacrum bone. Okay?
Yeah.
You know where the sacrum bone is?
Yes.
Yes, here. But you will see that the sacrum bone is flat at the top, but at the bottom it's curved. What it means is that your ruler is not touching the sacrum all the way. If
Yes.
you go from beneath the ruler and go up, you will find which is the first spot of the bone called sacrum that is touching the ruler. So you go from beneath and you go upwards and you think, well, where is the ruler touching the sacrum for the first time? You understand what I mean? You need to move your finger along the ruler until there is a bone there. Yes. Now that you have this measurement, so we have a spot called sacrum. Now I need to ask you something else. I need now for you again to find the middle of the lumbar curve. So you can... Yes, but I want you to measure the distance between the middle of the lumbar curve and the sacrum spot that you found. And you can, in fact, impress that distance on the ruler. Yes? So that when you take the ruler, well, you know that the top is the middle of the lumbar curve and that where your fingers are is the sacrum spot. Okay? And so now I want you to take the ruler and bring it in front of you. That's it. Okay. So, because of the wall, I can't see it, but it's, yes, that's it. So, where is the top of the ruler? There. And so the distance between the top and your finger is the sacrum.
The top was at the bottom.
No. I mean, which way was the ruler when it's... it was like this. Okay, yes, I understand better, because the distance you were showing me was too short for a person of your stature. I said, it's not possible. He's got such a little lumbar curve that's... I said, well, it's not possible. I don't know. Maybe you're not constructed the way I am. So now, okay. So you know that when you set the ruler, well, in fact, it was not vertical. So now that you've got the ruler in front of you, I want to know, when you want to straighten a ruler, there are always different ways to do it. So you can, for example, imagine that you want the ruler to turn on its center, so that there will be as much movement of the middle of the lumbar curve back as movement of the sacrum spot forward. Or you may change your idea and think, okay, no, maybe I want the sacrum to move forward alone, and I want the medium of the lumbar curve to stay exactly where it is, which is not the same movement. Which movement did you try to do when you discovered that it was not vertical? Do you remember?
I'm guessing it was move both of them.
Ah, well, you will need to watch the video. The video is not, it does not agree. And you have to understand something, is that we believe only in videos. We don't believe in what you think, we believe in videos. So in videos, what happened is that you really tried to pull the middle of the lumbar curve back. You will catch it, because you will see something. You will try and see if your sacrum spot has gone forward a little bit or has gone back a little bit. If it has gone back a little bit, it means that you have tried to pull the middle of the lumbar curve back only. Yes? So, this is not what we want. Okay, so you have to take your ruler or your thing and you think, okay, what it is we want. We want, of course, what you said, but I want you to do it with the ruler, so that there is a slight movement of the top of the ruler back. But what we really want, and really will feel very strange, is to pull the sacrum forward in space. Do you understand?
Yes.
Could you do it with the ruler?
Yes.
Not on you. No, not on you. The ruler in front of you. Yes, you have. So your ruler is inclined. So we know. Okay, now we want to straighten the ruler. How are you going to do it? No, you move much more. No, listen. You move the top of the ruler very far back.
Yes, and that's not what
We want to move the ruler just a slight bit and move the bottom of the ruler. Well, move the sacrum. Yes, that's what we want. The sacrum spot has moved forward a lot. Because in fact, what will happen is that you are standing always with the iliac far forward in space. For example, at the moment, if we had a plumb line and we set the plumb line on your iliac, you know where it falls?
no.
Take a ruler. Can you take a long ruler? The long ruler, yes, that one. No, the big one that is on the floor. I want you to make a pendulum with it. So to make a pendulum, you hold it by the, yes, that's it, a pendulum. And now you are going to press the pendulum top against the iliac and let it fall vertical. Yes, yes, yes. And you measure. Where is it falling? That's it. That's normal. It's falling nearly toward the toes.
Yes.
Yes? Would it be possible to have it fall on the instep?
Yes, I guess.
Well, yes, you would feel very strange, isn't it? Well, I will tell you something because of my insurance company problems with America, that if you try this to bring the iliac back in space above the vertical of the instep, you sure need to pull the throat forward in space, because if you don't, you're going to fall back. Because you'll have all the weight backward relative to the instep, so this is not possible. So as when you pull the iliac back in space, you need to pull the throat forward in space. Come on. Yes. Oh no, it's not working. Okay, it's not working. You know what? What happens when you tried your sacrum spot? Did it go forward or did it go back?
I don't know.
It went back.
Oh, that's not good then. That didn't work.
Yes, so could you pull the iliac back in space and the sacrum forward in space? The sacrum is winning and the iliac is going forward in space.
Oh.
We want the iliac to go back in space so that at the moment your ruler is not on the front of the thigh. Set the ruler on the front of the thigh and don't pull it back. Let it fall on the vertical of the thigh. So that the ruler is vertical. No, the ruler is not vertical. Don't put it on the iliac at the moment. Put it on the front of the thigh. As if there was a plumb line that was brushing the front of your thigh. No, the front of the thigh. Yes, but at the moment you're pushing so much backward with your fingers that it's not falling vertical. Yes, you understand now. So, how to bring that line back so that it touches your instep? You will need to put more pressure on the heels.
Yeah.
Yes.
And then I have to go further forward with my sacrum.
No, it's relative. Listen, it is relative. We want the iliac to go back in space with the thigh, but we don't want to go back with the sacrum, because if you go back with the sacrum, what happens is that your torso is bending. We don't want your torso to bend because we want the throat to be on the vertical of your ruler. Do you think your throat is on the vertical of the ruler at the moment?
No.
Yes, so bring it forward. It will be much easier. Yes, so you bring the iliac and thigh back and you bring the throat forward. That's it. Wow. You look so different. No, you look much taller.
I feel different.
Yes, you must feel different. So you will remember that's 51 minutes 40. That's very important. You have created what we call an antagonism direction between the thigh and the iliac that goes back, so that in fact, what happened is that your ankle has extended. Yes? But instead of having the sacrum spot going back in space, your sacrum spot has gone forward in space, resisting the movement of the thigh back. So thigh is going back, sacrum is going forward, and as a result, there is something that has happened, and I don't know if you're aware of it. Is that you remember the sacrum line?
Yes.
Do you think the sacrum line has gone down or up?
Up.
Yes. You can help this. There is an instruction for that. You think, okay, I will manipulate the idea of sacrum line in my mind, and I will think, I pull the sacrum line away from the heels. When you say, I pull the sacrum line away from the heels, is the sacrum line going up or down?
Away from the heel?
Yes.
Oh, up. Yes. Up.
Easy, okay? I want you to sit down. I want to see if it's possible for you to keep the throat on the vertical of the instep, okay? Increasing the pressure on the heels to pull the sacrum line away from the heels. Do you understand the instruction?
Sacred line away from the heel.
Yes. And the throat stays on the vertical of the instep.
Yes.
So to sit down, you cannot bend the ankle first. You have to bend the knee first. You have to pull the you have to pull the iliac in space. Yes, you understand. So please sit down. Yes, that's a problem. Yes, stand up. I will explain. Yes, you are right. There is a problem here. Is that you're preventing the throat from keeping in line with the line iliac ribs. Can you use the ruler to create a line iliac ribs? The long ruler, you put it on the iliac, and you remember the ribs, they are on the frontal plane. They are in the center, much nearer the center. Yes, and you want your throat to be on that line. It's not on that line yet. Yes, yes, oh yes. And you are going to sit down with the throat on that line. Do you understand? Yes. So you bring the iliac back in space. The knees are not going to go forward, that's line. Yes, and keep your throat on that line. Don't pull the throat back. Bring the throat forward, yes, and go back and go back. Go back with the iliac, yes, and now you can sit. Yeah, nearly. At the end, you wanted the throat to go back. You couldn't resist it, okay? That's why you fell back. But when you fell back, something happened. Is that your sacrum line went down. Can you show me what would happen if you were to increase the pressure on the heels now to lift the sacrum line? Not off the chair. I mean, lift the sacrum line like away from the legs. You stay on the chair. More. More. Yes, and more. And more. Okay. In order to help the sacrum line to go up, could you lift the ribs? I will tell you what happens at the moment. At the moment, there is too much iliac away from the front of the knee. Can you set a palm on the sacrum line? Okay. I want you to push. I want you to push. Yes, forward. Yes, yes. But not the ribs, not the ribs. Not the ribs, the sacrum line forward. It's not high enough yet. Yes, more. More. Yes, that's it. If you put too much iliac, you're rounding. You want the iliac to go back, you want the sacrum spot to go forward toward the knees, but you want the sacrum line to go up. So let's see what happens if you pull the sacrum line up, yes, along the torso as you bend forward. Do you think that the sacrum is going to be lower than the thighs, or is it going to be higher than the thighs?
Higher.
Yes. Let's see if it's true. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. Okay. So go back, go back. Go back. There is a problem. The problem is that's fine. You were able to lift the sacrum line above the thigh, but you forgot to bring the throat forward in line with the iliac rib line. Okay, so could you lift the sacrum line once again above the thigh, and don't pull the throat back. Bring the throat forward. Yes, above your thigh. Yes, forward and more, and above your thighs, because your insteps are very far forward yet. Yes, 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 yes. Good. Could you touch the back with the back of your hand? Yes? Okay. So, set your hand slightly lower. I want you to pull here. I want you to pull up. You're not... Yes, yes, yes. And more, and more. Yes, your sacrum has to be further forward toward your knees. It's very strange, this. But you need this. Okay. You can sit back. Wow. That's a nice lesson. Well, I said suffer. Well, that's the case. Okay? If you're able to maintain this, you will notice something. Is that it is possible to stand without going forward with the throat. May I show you this? I will finish the lesson like this. I don't do that very often, but it's, well, for once I will suffer. So you will see what I mean.
Okay.
Well, okay. Can you see me?
Yes.
So, I will first of all sit down. So, I will not let my knee go forward. I will bring the thighs backward, but I will not let the iliac, the sacrum go back. Because if the sacrum go back, the iliac go down. So, I want the iliac to go back in space, and I will make sure that my throat stays on the vertical of the instep. And I will just now continue to pull the iliac back, but I will press the sacrum forward so that when the iliac goes back, the sacrum is going to push the knees forward. Okay, I sit. Now, I am going to push the heels into the floor, because that will help me to lift the sacrum line. Yes? While I lift the sacrum line, I'm going to pull the iliac away from the knee, but not too much. Because if I pull the iliac away from the front of the knee too much, and the iliac too far forward, what will happen is this. My sacrum line is going to collapse, yes, to incline backwards, and my ribs are going down. I don't want the ribs to go down, because if they go down, the throat goes down. And I said, I want to have the throat further forward and further upward. So if the ribs go down, there is no way I can have the throat up. Yes? So now, I push the heels into the floor. And I will now concert the activity of iliac away from front of the knee, and sacrum line away from the heels, okay, in order to have the throat further forward and up until I get to the vertical of the instep. When I am at the vertical of the instep, I will just continue exactly the same orders, the same concerted activity. Heels into the floor, iliac away from the front of the knee, sacrum line away from the heels. Okay? And then, look. Look if my throat or my ribs are going forward. Easy.
Yes.
Easy, isn't it?
Yes.
Very easy.
Never seen it easier.
I will tell you, you're, I don't see if you can see this, you're that close to it. The only thing that prevents you to do as I do is that if you were to use it like me, you would feel so strange that you would say, no, this is not possible. But it is. You have seen it. It is possible. So just remember, why do we sit with rules? We sit with rules so that what you've seen there is easy. If I use the time and keep that form all day, it's for a reason. It's because it gives me, well, the elasticity and the power to have no problem doing this. So, you see the path. It's quite clear. Yes? You need to watch this video. You need to practice the games. Okay?